Everyone. Well, today is the 6th of November 2021, and if you add up all the numbers, it comes to 13. Well, 13 isn't an unlucky number, it's lucky. And if you learn what I'm going to teach you, you'll realize that. So, also, if you add 6 and 11 up, it comes to 17. And if you add 2 and 2 and 1, that's 5. And that's equals 22, right? Well, 22 is also the number of letters in the Hebrew alphabet. Also, it reminded me of bingo, and 22, I think the saying is 2 little ducks. Quack, quack. So anyway, so that's page 1. I've decided to name this video A Little Birdie Told Me, and then Cleo Hoax. It's a video bird call. And I did the word game, and basically I'm putting out bait, and there's going to be an echo. So I'm going to sing a song now, and the reason I'm all about birds at the moment is because a few videos ago I did a video on Decoded, songbird, and it means ongoing. So go and look at that and after this, and yeah. Okay, so the song word, this is all that just came in my mind as I was doing this Cleo hoax case. And I've decided I'm not Chief Pig, I'm Detective Chief Pig. Because I'm a de-occultist. Because all these bad guys are using occult to get away with things, and occult means hidden knowledge. And so I'm exposing the hidden knowledge. So let's go. It's called Rock and Robin. Now if you also look at the heading, I can change the B around to a W and it becomes rowing. And rocking and rowing is kind of like a boat, isn't it, in the water. And notice I've put lines there like kind of waves, like water. Okay, so we'll do that another day, but yeah. So we're starting at Rock and Robin. So he rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, 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 rock and robin, tweet, tweedly, rock and robin, tweet, tweedly, oh, rock and robin, and I don't know the rest of those little bits of words. Every little swallow, every chickadee, every little bird in the tall oak tree. The wise old owl, the big black crow, flapping their wings, singing go bird go. And then it goes rock and robin again. And then a pretty little raven at the bird fence dance taught him how to do the bopping, and it was grand. They started going steady, and bless my soul, he out bopped the buzzard and the oriole, rock and robin, tweet, tweedly, blah, blah, blah. And then, well, the pretty little raven at the bird bath stand taught him how to do the bopping, and it was grand, rock and robin. Okay, so now I was going to name the video title 20 Pages, 9 of Wands, Cleo Hoax. That's what I was going to name it. And so I did a word game, but let's have a lesson on the birds, because I've just told you all about the birds. Let's have a lesson on the birds and the bees. The bees. Yeah, the bees. Bees, bees, buzz, buzz, buzz. Okay. So there's 2 Z's in buzz, isn't there? I just realised that just then. All right. So, as you know, I went to the Epping Pig Pen the other day, the police station in Epping, in High Street, 3076, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. And So I went to the pig pen. Now this is like a grid, so when I get to that, so I went to the pig pen, and so I've written it here because I'm just going to explain it, because I'm not going to show you now. I'll show you another day, or you can just keep practicing. So who in Epping, the pig pen, went goose? Oh, so I went to the cop shop and they think I'm a goose, right? So we'll show them who's a goose, okay? Because it's not a goose, it's a duck. And I proved that today because I did a decode video earlier today, and the answer was fail because it's duck. There's two different types of answers, but that's what's so good about my interpretations. So also, I know this is good because in Cleo's name, there's ELO. Now, ELO, if you're over 50, you'll know them, the Electric Light Orchestra. Well, the Electric Light Orchestra is also at number 8. Yeah? And that was for the Crypto Oracle word game. But we'll do that another day. We'll just keep going. So, and I know that was right because I heard some burnouts on the road. So I know that's right. All right. So with all this Crypto Oracle and the Beanstalk and 5D messages that we get off YouTube that end in FYI, etc., etc., it's known as well, I know it as a circuit. That's how I'm learning it, as a circuit. Because, and I can prove it, I'm going out of order. I've done it in order, so I'll stay in order. Alright, so then you'll see that I've written police downways. So this is all about word games, right? And my intuition. And so I did pigs and I did oink. Now if you do, so I can get pig, and then I can get skin, and then I can get pink. So pig skin is pink, and birds sing. So where's sing? S-I-N-G, and sign, S-I, yeah? You get me? So how cool is that? So these cops think that I'm a goose. It's a joke. It's a big joke. So, as you know, Epping, if I do a word game, is pig pen. Okay? So why should I spill the beans? Because I know all the beans. I know everything. I know everything. So why should I spill the beans? Well, I reckon I should spill the beans to let the government know, to let the world know that there's something more fearful than a make-believe virus. So let's go, hey? Now remember the other day when I went to the police station? Gee, I'm being polite, aren't I? That's because I saw First Constable J. Rolliston. He was very good. I like him. So I've done a word game on him. Oh man, this is so much fun. So it ends up as, so the letter Z is police to me, because every dealing that I have with police, or mainly the bad guys, the bad cops, they have a Z in their name, okay? And a Z can also be an N, yeah, because there was an N up here. And then, yeah. So he is Sir Z, or Sir Z, or however you say it, Z. I say Z. So if I'm going to deal with police on any level, I want him to be my 2IC. Now, when I did this, so earlier, before, like, this is the last kind of bit that I did. But I've done some skulls, and you'll notice there's 3 on the cable. So that's interesting. So I want Jay Rollston to help me. Okay, let's start. There goes my pink lid on the floor. Wonder if that means anything. Okay, so it's the Cleo Hoax Decoding, and it started, I think it was the 3rd of November. I haven't checked that, but yeah. Okay. So in my decoding, this is how I added it up. There's 13 pages, and I did straight, and then there was 7 pages, and then 1 and 1, and that was the circuit one. And then I knew that was the final one because I heard a cat fight outside. And it wasn't Nala because she was in here. She's outside now, but yeah. Okay. So my Facebook, so I went to the cops and I gave them the BKGS. And I said that KG was bullshit. Well, G is also a J, like, because the J sound. And a J can also be a T. So either way, like, that's self-explanatory. I can't figure it out now because I'm not doing it right now. I'm just explaining. And so the next time I'll have to remember to include the variations when I give my readings of the situation. Okay, so then page 2 is Jake Glidden is Cleo's stepfather. Jake Glidden, when I do the word game, is take G lion. Cleo is C Leo, and she's the lion. Yeah? Now the other day when all this was happening, the day before, leading up to, because I had a pink thumb, I remember, in the video, I wrote this down, and I wrote, all cops I deal with have Z in name. And I saw a blue-tongued lizard near my slide, and I saw one near the bird bath. And so I'm guessing I'd say it's ongoing lizards, like, so yeah. And then I thought of what goes on and has an eye in the middle. Well, it's an onion, and it's layer upon layer upon layer, and it's just day after day I just get clues and I just write them down. Okay, so then I did a word game on Elise Smith and Jake Glidden. Well, as you can see, it speaks for itself, right? And I've explained this page in the previous video. Alright, so what have I got here? I don't even understand it now. Oh my goodness. So 2 videos prior to this, there's one called Cleo Hoax. And I received a message from the 5D. And if you look at that video, there's an extra comment, but it's not appearing, but it appeared in my email. So I wrote it down and figured it all out. And it's interesting because I got a few different interpretations. So it's definitely 6 birds are ongoing, okay? Because I can figure it out. But I was feeling lazy today, and they even told me that it was okay to be lazy. And then I got the thing, well, should I look? And then I had thought, well, I'll look at the Herald picture front page again, and I'll go look at the tree. And then obviously at some stage during this reading or decoding, I got to look at the Herald Sun again. And then I had some more trying to do different things, and then I figured out the clue. I thought it was bread, because birds eat bread. And the bakery, to see the newspaper again, I saw it at the bakery, which was bread, but it's actually braid. But either way, I got it right. So yeah, that's what I thought it was. And then I thought, oh my goodness, like, what do I do? And because I want guidance, I want divine guidance. And so I thought, I'll look for my magazine, cutouts with all the letters, like all letters like that. And I couldn't find them, and I looked everywhere, and I couldn't find them. And so I said out loud, you don't want me to find them, do you? You don't want me to use them? Because I wanted to get a handful and just make more words. And then there was the urge to get my tarot cards and my Rider-Waite deck over there. And the crazy part is a few months ago, or about a year ago, I gave my eldest daughter Ali my Rider-Waite deck to have. And I said, you got to look after it. Anyway, I asked for it back the other month, and she gave it back to me, and there was a card missing, and it was the Nine of Wands. And I was really annoyed that she lost the card. Like, I asked her to look after it. And there was a Devil card missing. And anyway, I got the Devil. She found that, and then she gave me a random other Nine of Wands from another deck. So that was good enough. And I've cut all the edges, like, because when you get cards, they have like sharp corners, like those white ones at the back. And when I shuffle, like, it hurts. So I cut all the corners. And I even cut her one that she gave me, the random one. Anyway, like, that was months ago. That was like a few months ago. And I counted to make sure, and I put them all, you know, like ace, jack, queen, king. You know how you do it, to make sure that you've got the whole set. And it worked out fine. Well, tonight, there were 2 Nine of Wands. And so I had to count my whole deck again, and there were 2 nines. Like, it was like, where did that? And I laughed, and it was interesting, and it was funny, and it was wow. And so I had to look at the Nine of Wands. So then, and so when before I like realized that it was the Nine of Wands, I said to Spirit, or to myself, or whoever you think I'm talking to, when I set my intention of the card that comes out is going to give me my next instructions and show me visually by the picture, because I can't read tarot cards very well. Well, I can't read them unless I go to the little book. So I went to the little book, and the little book says, so that's the Nine of Wands, right? There. So he's got 8 things behind him, and he's holding one. So that's me, right? That's me there. Because I've got 8 wands up my sleeve, because I'm magic. I even showed the cop that, Jay Rolliston, how I got magic out of that word. And so the Nine of Wands, it says, the figure leans upon his staff and has an expectant look, as if awaiting an enemy. This is so me, isn't it? behind are 8 other staves erect. That's a good word, erect. That means standing tall and not lazy and on the ball. In orderly disposition, like a palisade. I have to look that meaning up. I meant to before I did this, but I forgot. And the divine meaning, which means the spiritual meaning, is the card signifies strength in opposition. So look at me, standing strong there with my 8 bits of weapon behind me. And if attacked, he will meet the onslaught boldly. With this main significance, there are all... Hang on, say that again. With this main significance, there are all its possible adjuncts. Delay, suspension, and adjournment. That's interesting, isn't it? Now, did you know with a pack of playing cards, there's 52. And there's... that's because the major arcanas in the tarot have been taken out, and there's 22 of them. And Romans 1:22 keeps coming up, and so that's interesting as well. And Romans 1:22 is claiming to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images resembling mortal man and birds and animals and creeping things. Okay. So then I had a thought, well, who gets the $1 million reward? Like, there's got to be instant dismissals and accountability. And why are the parents involved in this? And what are the parents getting out of this? And then I realised that my initials are JEC. And I also realised that Cleo has a C, which is Christian and Christ consciousness, and Smith has the snake, the lizard, the 6, the S. Yeah? So then, because I realised that Jake and Elise and Cleo matched up with Julie Eleanor Caldwell, which is my name, I did a word game. And I came up with all these letters. And it said skulls, draw skulls. And I don't know how to draw skulls, so I just did that. Well, if we go back, it said 3 cables, didn't it? Remember at the start with Jay Rolliston, it said 3 cables for the first constable? So there's the 3 cables. How cool is that? Which is kind of like a circuit. I hope the police are watching this and starting to panic. And Dan Andrews. Dan Andrews, if you get to see this video, I'll have you know that God helped in your accident, because in a past life, in the last past life, you were a politician. So you've had your turn at politics, and this life you're meant to be into children and care about your family and other people's families and the future of your family. But you don't. You don't care. So he made you fall over. So hopefully he'll make you fall over again. So anyway, I started gathering my weaponry, which is, anyway, my weaponry is over there, yeah? So it works out to 8 plus 1, which is Cleo, is 9. Which is the 9 of Wands. Oh, and I did the 9 of Wands on page 9. How cool is that? And the 9 of Wands, well, the 9 upside down is a 6, right? So it's 9 against the 6, if you get my drift. And that's on page 12. And 12's God's number. Like it's like the 12 zodiacs, the 12. Oh, there's 12s of everything. You know there's 12s. Okay, so then page 13 might be unlucky for some. I'm not sure yet. We'll see, hey? Because for the first time ever, when I got to page 13, a green HQ station wagon, and it was very clean and shiny, it was a nice colour green. It was kind of like It was a cross between that and that. Yeah, it was kind of like that. And it had the rego IDZ, and I was going to memorize it. I thought, no. And so I wish I had now. But it's ID and it's Z, right? So we know who that would have been. That would have been a police car, like a police officer's out of office hours car, his personal car. And there were two men. That's all I saw. So then I had a thought to go back to, because remember it was either go to the tree or go look back at the newspaper article, the front page of the Herald Sun. So I wrote down doll collector, and I got detour and audit. And these are the Herald Sun Melbourne headlines on the 4th. The 4th or the 5th? I don't know. I've got I can't take... I should get a copy. I'll try and get a copy. And then the next line is Cleo charges laid. So then I get that, which works out to show grid, which is what I showed you before. Remember when I showed you the pig skin and the pink and everything? Well, if you look at the front page of the Herald Sun, you'll see a grid when you put all these headings together. So then the next line is accused abductor. So then I did another word game, and it says see Rob. Now I haven't checked that. Actually, why didn't I check that? Okay, I'll leave that out. I've got to do that. And so the next one was has a creepy toy. So I did the word game, and it was turn over the RCSH. So I did, and yeah, I did. And then the next line was obsession and room. So I did a word game, and it says B sign, like the bee, and then I thought it was broom. But it's also just the letter B. And then on the corner of the front page, it's something like, I didn't want to write it all out because I'd just been writing all the time. And I ran out of paper. I had no paper. And today my neighbour came and he wanted me to check his email because he couldn't find something on his email. And he gave me a pile of paper. So this has been awesome. So in the corner of the article, of the heading, you'll see that it's to do with cash. Because remember my first thing was about the $1 million award, like who's getting that? And then you got to look at the grid under Cleo's name. Or is that it? I'm not sure, I can't remember. And that's on page 6. And then there's a B somewhere, I forget now. So if we look at if you look at that, I can't even remember. But it's something to do with blade story, more, doll. And then I got B, C, D, and A is from page 6. What's page 6 again? A. I don't know. Cash. Blade story. Oh, the blade, the skulls. I don't know. But you get my drift. So the circuit, as I told First Constable Rolleston, like you'll just have to go back through my videos to look up how I got to all this, because I'm not doing it now. But remember I told him about Pigpen, and then I told him about that it's cool stock that anyway, so I did a word game on Epping and remember I told him that Remember I told him that I would be coming back to the police with other things and they think I'm a goose? Quack, quack. So because I told him I figured all this out already. So they're going to have to be on their toes, aren't they? So I did a word game on Epping, Victoria, Australia. And I get government clues and then very good on clues. So that's pretty cool. And then I did one on Coolstock Street. Well, Coolstock Street, I got MK Ultra. And I keep getting things in Belgium as well and Brussels. Isn't that interesting? Very, very interesting. Because Coolstock Street is clusters of an occult. And it relates to MK Ultra. Do we know what that is? Do people know what that is? You should look it up. And then I did a word game on Coolstock Street, Epping, Victoria, Australia. And I get sovereign. I have to teach people about law of the land and law of the sea, admiralty law. And being a man or a woman instead of a person or a citizen. Being a man or a woman is what is sovereign. And then we'll have to tell them about when I did the word game jumble, and how it comes up with game over, dumb JW, which is George. And it also comes up with a no jab world. And it also comes up with Judge Labour and Bang World and 9/11. And murder. And lots of other things. Like B Gate, no jab. Obama, world. Julian. And then I did one on eyes wide shut. Because my eyes are wide open. And when I did eyes wide shut, I got that someone put their thumb on something and they were hiding and there was dynamite. And it was something to do with towers on the west side and suicide. Fee, fi, fur, fum. If you say that 4 times, fee, fi, fur, fum. Fee, fi, fur, fum. Fee, fi, fur, fum. You can recall anything. Maybe that's why we say when we forget, because it's kind of like fee, fi, fur, fum. It's not fee, fi, fo, fum. So how's that for a night's work, people? Pretty cool.